this perhaps is too much for me. You didn't expect that maybe. And you wanted to run away as well. Like coming from Olympians, the brave ones who has faced every hardships and odds to win. But it is, I think, a very important point, because as a human being, we are also afraid of few things, to face certain situation in life. And maybe we haven't spoken about it, but there were moments which we actually wanted to run away from. So can we start from Avneet?
There have been many such moments. I can't say that it's one moment, but yeah, if I want to pick up one moment, that would be the Olympics itself. The day I was shooting there, and I would call it the Olympic match, because I cannot say I just wanted to run away, but it's a different kind of experience. I know all of us know what we go through when we're standing there, and just finishing at a bad rank, and then you are just you really want to run away, and then you have all those media coming up on you, that how did you do, how was the match, and then you have the team
how's your
officials
feeling
coming
now?
up.
You shoot bad, and then they ask how you're feeling.
Yeah, and then you have to answer. You're supposed to answer, and then you have the team managers, team officials, everyone coming. Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? So I think those are the moments when you really want to run away from, and when you're waiting for that one day, and you are working hard for that one day, and that doesn't click on that day, and you're supposed to answer everything. So I think that is the moment. You have to really get out of it. It really takes a lot of time and energy after that to come out of it.
Okay, right. If you go to Rahul, if I can ask Rahul about such moment.
For me, maybe when I joined Tata Archery Academy. So
in Jamshedpur, right?
In Jamshedpur, yeah. I was doing archery from very young age, around 9. Then I joined. That time it was not like professional. So we used to train for 2 hours, no running, no fitness training, anything. Just 2-hour training, then go home after school. So after I joined Tata Archery Academy, it's a full professional training. And I joined in the middle of a batch. So they are already 6 months earlier, around 16 guy joined. Then I joined in the middle. So I have to cover up. जो भी ट्रेनिंग वो लोग ने किया, I have to cover up. तो वो अगर 6 दौड़ रहा है तो मुझे 10 राउंड चक्कर दौड़ना है. So जो बंदा when I haven't run a single, एक चक्कर भी नहीं लगाते थे during our club and during those time. So I started running 10 round, 15 round. Then coach used to stand just before me to show me how to do stretching and all for hours. So एक दिन ऐसा आया, so that day I thought कि नहीं यार, अब after a month you have to go home, मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. So लेकिन फिर ये था कि I just fought with my family and joined Tata Archery Academy कि नहीं मुझे archery करना है. Then फिर I spoke to my friends and all. Then धीरे धीरे change होता गया scene. And after that, within maybe 8 months, we got the World Cup Junior World Championship silver medal for the first time in India. So, उसके बाद तो things have changed. So yeah, these were the moments for me.
That was challenging for you, but like not exactly a moment when you wanted to run away. Yeah, of course, you told that you wanted to run away from the training camp. That was one thing which was there. So,
but run away, जो Avneet ने बोली, so the situation is same. After you fails or didn't shot well, especially it's happened to us in 2012 Olympics also. So actually, just before Olympics, our team was world number 1, and there was expectation कि इस बार तो these and that. And just before 1 month, we qualified for the Olympics, and we won World Cup silver. So इतना कुछ होने के बाद, when we reached Olympics, like we were training in Calcutta, it was around 35-40 degree temperature, and when we landed in London, it was around 8-9, बारिश हो रहा था. So it starts from, there's a flu, I think. It starts from Deepika. When we were in Delhi, there's a I think 104 or 103 degree temperature. Deepika was suffering heavy sickness.
Perfect.
Then just after landing London, same happens to me. Then Jan, then our coach. So we reached there around 10 days before. So for the first 8 days, I was totally on bed. So, bus खिड़की के बाहर we were watching कि everyone is going to the field and all. We were not able to move also. And before Olympics and before the ranking round, I remember still our ranking round was on 27th, I think June, if I'm not wrong, on the first day, on the opening day. So we didn't even went to the opening day. And
This
from
is
the
the
top,
Olympics you're talking about, right?
yeah, 2012, you were also there.
Yeah, but June, but it was in
June,
August.
27th, I don't remember, June or July, probably.
July
Must be
end
July,
maybe.
should be, yeah.
July
July,
end.
yeah, to 27th. So we really, it was such a situation. Me and Jan not even able to draw the bow. So we were shaking like anything. So Korean archer and Korean teams were coming and asking me, "Arey, you're not training after you won a silver medal. So what are you party?" So actually we didn't. We are not allowed to say anyone that we are sick or something. So we said no, we are training and all this. So after that, we were like really bad situation. We ranked 12th after the tournament. The situation was there like I have to shoot quickly because Jan was not able to shoot because he have a cramp and field. He don't have accreditation card. So I have to shoot. Then I have to go and do some physiotherapy to Jan so that he can. This was the situation. As only 3 members was there. So after all this thing, so same thing. Facing media was really a difficult thing. क्या हुआ? You can't say क्या हुआ था.
You were actually
इतना खराब हुआ,
devastated
just-
and you have to
Yeah,
put up with
yeah,
such a
yeah.
brave face.
15,
Yeah.
20 days before you were world silver medalist. So there was a big expectation. Suddenly what happened कि इतना पीछे आ गए. So this is a situation. This was the situation you can say for me.
I
Right.
think some media had gotten a wind of it because I remember reading something to this effect. That,
Yeah. That time everything was like it was windy, chilly wind affected, but the real story was that.
Yeah, the wind thing is always talked about.
Always
by
been,
media.
especially in London, as the tournament was in Lords. So in
Yeah.
the covered ground, you can able to means it's very difficult to judge the wind because when we were aiming, it was like it was from 2 o'clock. Then maybe when I shot the arrow, it immediately changed from 10 o'clock or maybe 8 o'clock. So in a covered stadium, it's always been a difficult thing. And archery, especially for all Indians, cold and wind. So हम लोग we used to tell कि हमें हिमाचल या कहीं वहाँ जाके ट्रेनिंग करना
High
जरूरी है.
altitude
Subject.
training thing. Yeah. We also had some similar plans, but it didn't happen ever.
For the air.
You need to go to
air
then
rifle,
Shiva's place, right?
I'm planning a high altitude training center. So soon,
Right.
soon we will welcome you.
You can also
It's-
ski and luge, and we can shoot. Or maybe Gagan biathlon, maybe.
winter archery, something
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Field archery.
Archery, though, still we can have. I'll keep this in mind now. Indoor archery
Yeah.
range.
No, normally indoor archery, we have all the indoor World Cups during winter only because no one shoots outside. So our indoor World Cup start around end November till Feb or around Feb end. So yeah, there's a good possibility for indoor
I
archery.
remember Rahul did a wonderful tournament in Kolkata in an indoor.
Yeah,
It was a very nice one.
that was the first indoor tournament you can say in India
Yeah, really.
till
Wow,
now.
it's amazing.
We had a plan this year, but unfortunately, it will not be possible.
Yeah, it can be done online at home only now.
Yeah. Online archery is already
It's too
started.
indoors.
World archery
Too
is
much
good.
indoors. Okay, can I ask Sanjeev about these kind of moment in your life where you really found it difficult? It's end of the road kind of a thing.
There must have been many, I guess.
I have faced
almost in a small career of shooting, as being so young athlete, I have faced almost all the situations what Avneet told and what Rahul also told. Many times we have been shifted from a hot climate of 40 degree from Delhi suddenly to Munich, which is 10 degree or less.
Okay.
So it's Gagan's turn.
I think it's Gagan's turn now.
Well, I can go on about it for a couple of days, I think. But yeah, something that I like to, maybe not many know, but something that I'd like to share was in 2004, Athens was my first Olympics. There was a pandemic situation that time also. And I think the pandemic situation was bird flu. And we had the last qualification tournament, which was the Asian Shooting Championship. And that was in 2003. And that got postponed to 2004 because of the bird flu. And it was in Malaysia, in Langkawi. And that is where I qualified the first time for the Olympics. And I found myself I think I qualified in March, and I found myself in the midst of the opening ceremony at Athens in 2004 in August. It was my first Olympics, and my 41st or the 42nd shot was an 8.9. And my parents were sitting behind because they had also come. And the moment I shot 8.9, I was looking behind and looking at the reaction of my parents. And
With the Pitaji Katenge.
Not really, but yeah, I mean, when your parents are around, you're more cautious about how they're feeling and if they're comfortable or not, and so on and so forth. So, especially when they're not sitting with you in training. So, yeah, I mean, that happens, and that happened, and I shot a 593, and 594 was in the finals. 4 years down the line, 2008, I was world number one. 2006, I won a World Cup gold medal. And going into the Olympics in 2008, I had won a pre-Olympic World Cup also. And again, the 41st shot was an 8.9. And I missed the final in Beijing as well, because I shot 595. And 596 was, of course, in the final. But there were 4 other people who shot 595, and I was the 5th. So I finished 9th with the same score as 4 others. And that totally was like the end of the road for me. And I was completely devastated because, I mean, when you miss the final at the same score, I mean, you can't get more unlucky than that.
Yeah.
And that too on a count back. So, of course, the rule changed after that. But the count back system was eliminated, and then you had the inner tens system from the next Olympics and for the next Olympic cycle. But yeah, I mean, there was so much stress all around me. My mom was diagnosed with high diabetes. She was admitted in the hospital. Only when I came back from Beijing, I got to know that she had she was admitted in the hospital. They didn't even tell me. And so everything around me was like completely dark, and I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But having said that, I think I had a good support system around me. My friends and people who were close to me kind of pushed me on and gave me the motivation to get back. And 2 months later, I think we had the World Cup final in Bangkok in Thailand, and I shot a 600 out of 600, which was the world record. So yeah, from complete darkness to complete light. I mean, that was a very defining journey for me, and probably the most toughest, because when you are the favorite going into the Olympics and you come out with such a tragedy, I mean, it's difficult. But like I said, I mean, an athlete or an Olympic athlete is a highly motivated, positive individual. because you have so much negativity at each step of your life, whether it is your personal life or your professional life, that you have no other choice but to remain positive and shoot one shot at a time. So I think that kind of helped, along with the support of my friends and family, and I was able to come out of it. So that was probably one of the most difficult moment of my time.
Right. Superb. Amazing journey. And yeah, we need to
Inspiring too.
Yeah, inspiring. Always remain.
And then 2012, when that 40th shot came, I was like completely.
Oh, really, you remembered that?
Actually, I was just trying to ask that thing. What about in 2012?
Of course, when you have 8 years of agony inside you, and you missed 2 Olympics back to back.
How was the shot in 2012?
It was a 10.8.
Oh.
So yeah,
At one point you had to wait 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for that one shot, yeah, you could say that. But also I said that unless I really calm down on that shot, because that shot was probably more nerve-wracking to me than the Olympic final, because it had haunted me for 8 years. And when I shot that shot 10.8, I said, okay, one monkey's off my back. Now let's finish my other 20 shots, and I shot all 10s after that. And then the rest was history.
Superb. Amazing. So now we'll go to Shiva, of course.
Yeah, well, I think carrying on what Gagan was saying and what you were saying as well, is that athletes, they have so many moments, of extreme pain and disheartenment and disillusionment, and Indian athletes have an extra section of all these feelings due to the bureaucratic and due to so many issues that have really nothing to do with the sport.
Right.
You can overcome, is one thing when you have to overcome the challenges that you are meant to overcome as an athlete, and then there's a whole other thing when you have to overcome, challenges like funding, like not being taken seriously by your administrators, by being, waiting for hours and days on end for a permission to go somewhere, then not getting your visas, then it's extremely draining. This is completely not related to sport, which should not even be a point of discussion, I feel. But anyway, just speaking about the sport itself. Luge is a high-speed sport. It's the fastest sport on ice. We go. My speed record is 149.9 kilometers an hour, and the world record is
record, right?
Yeah, this was not in the Asian Games. This was the World Cup. So the Asian speed record is also mine. That's 134.9 because we have slower tracks in Asia. So the world record is 152.3. I did a 149.9. And so we're going on the ice with no protection at that high speed. And when you are starting off at the sport, and you nick a wall, it hurts. It hurts a lot. And you get burnt, because even if you don't hit the wall, but you just nick it at that speed, the friction, it gives you a friction burn. And so that was really hard initially, getting hurt, that physical pain, and then getting hurt in the same place over and over again. So I started off the sport really young when I was 14. And I never did the junior circuit. I just did the senior circuit. And so I was competing against people double my age, right? And that's only because I was a junior. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have any support staff. And the International Federation had this development manager in the senior circuit. So he could keep an eye on me. So I had no option but to do the senior circuit. And the senior circuit, you start at a higher start height. Juniors get to start from lower down. So I never did that. I had to go right from the top, from when I was a kid. And so that was really hard, to stick, to it despite this, because I used to, I used to like the thrill of the sport, but then once you have an issue, it becomes not just a physical wall, but a literal wall in front of you, that you have to overcome. And every time you reach that point of the track where you're having a problem, your body tenses up, and inadvertently you'll make the same mistake, because
you're
of the
conscious.
way-
Like the same Gagan was
Conscious about it.
for the 48
Exactly.
hours.
You try to shy away from the wall, and by shying away from the wall, you steer your sled back into the same place. So it's so that was initially you have to come to terms with a lot of such situations. And at that time I had a Guruji, back in India, and so I remember I went to him, and Guruji is like God for me, at that time. And I said, this is very, very difficult for me, because I keep getting hurt. And I showed how I was black and blue, on my arms, and he gave me, some of his vibhuti from his fire, the ash from the fire, and he said, you put this, and this will protect you. So from there, the next few years, until I built that full confidence in my own ability, before every run, I had to put this vibhuti and go, and if I didn't have the vibhuti with me in the start house, I would panic,